Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indie Comics Explained. And today I'm going to take a look at some of my latest read pile. Actually, this is the second half of my latest read pile. I took a look at some of the first half of my read pile. This is just the second half. It was a really big read pile. And as you can see on that screen, I also have the latest Oswald Kickstarter running. So if you want to go check that out, I'll have a link in the descriptions, and you can go check those out. And, just to say, I know there's some serious things going on in the world, but, I don't want to fall into despair. I don't think anybody else should. And I think we should be thankful for the blessings that we have, and I think we should just continue reading comics, enjoying ourselves. I don't know how long it's going to take for all this real world stuff to blow over, but let's not stop dreaming and let's not stop having a good time just because there are bad things going on in the world. So, let me close this little screen right here. Alrighty. Let's get on to looking at some books. Alright. First, we're going to take a look at My Hero Academia. I already did a review on this. I really enjoy this. I enjoy the anime. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I find it a little weird that the Japanese are actually outdoing the Americans, for the most part, doing superhero comics. I mean, there's some great superhero comics still, but, this is up there with some of the best that are even being done today or just ever been done. This is a good book. It's a lot of fun. It's about a young boy who basically inherits the power of this guy, All Might, and how he goes through his life and all his tribulations and all that jazz. And it's kind of like Harry Potter for superheroes, but it's fun. It's done. It has a good humor to it. Has a lot of good heart. It's a really good book. I would advise this to anybody. This is fun. I think this is good for if you like superheroes, if you like just manga, this is a really good book. My Hero Academia. Next book up is Excellence by Brandon Thomas, Carrie Randolph, Emilio Lopez. This is the first volume. I'll be picking up the second volume. I'm a huge fan of Carrie Randolph. The only problem with this, I found it to be, it just doesn't move along. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in this book, but the story just doesn't seem to move along. I don't know, and that's a little weird. It's like, it's like they did a lot of things, right? But they did it all in the same spot. In the same, like, if you're standing in a 2 foot by 2 foot box, you can do a lot of things. You could do jumping jacks and running space and, I don't know, do all kinds of stuff in a small area. But in the end, you didn't really move anywhere. And that's how this story has kind of fell for me, which kind of was a kind of letdown. It doesn't feel the story was progressing. It just felt like they were just treading water and just going over the same thing over and over again. The writer is actually good, but I just think that the pace of the story just needs to move forward just a little bit faster. The artwork is fantastic. Carrie Randolph, incredible artist. So on that alone, I would suggest getting this book. So there you have that. Phantoma is Chapter House. I bought a bunch of these from Chapter House just to check them out. I just was curious, what these guys are doing. These guys from Canada. This book, wasn't a big fan of the artwork. The story is interesting. This is, I believe, one of these characters that's in public domain, and she's some kind of revenge. It's like a woman is wronged and killed, and she comes back as a Phantoma, and she gets revenge on those people who did her wrong. And she goes out and gets vengeance for other women, which is cool. I like the premise. I actually have a small statue based on this character. The only problem with it is, and I just didn't like the execution in this, either in the writing or the artwork. I like this cover, but yeah, I'll probably be giving this one a firm pass in the future. Okay, Mercury Heat by Karen Gillan and Noel Lopez. So, fun book. You guys heard me speak about this a few times. Avatar had a sale on books. I bought a bunch of them. I got these for like $6. This was a fun book. A lot of violence, a lot of video game violence, that sort of thing. And it was actually where they had a series called Cross, and it's kind of like crosses over with Cross, but not really. But a fun book. Karen Gillan, fun writer. This is one of something done earlier, but still fun. This is volume 2. Had the first one, enjoyed that one, enjoyed this one. I don't think there's a volume thing, and I don't think there ever will be another volume 3. So it's kind of a shame, but like I said, overall I enjoyed it. And like I said, for the price I got it for, and if you can get it for the price I got it for, $6, hey, I think it's well worth it. All right. The next we have The Dreaming. This is volume 2. Right, and then was it Simon Spurrier, Bill Quest, Everly, Abigail Larson, Matt Lopes, and Quentin Winter. So this is the story of when Dream abandons Dream, or he goes off to do other things, and he leaves others in charge of his realm, which is named after him, Dream. So. These are just his servants trying to take his place and try to do well by him as he's gone. It's good. I enjoy it. I don't know if there's going to be one more volume by Simon Spurrier before it gets rebooted and taken over by another crew. I think if it gets rebooted, I probably won't be picking it up. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those things where it's maybe not. I'll probably just buy the first issue, give it a read, and if I enjoy that, then I'll pick up the trades. But we'll see. But I enjoyed this, and I'll probably come back and reread this at some point with the first issue and just read it all in one sitting and just get a good feel for it. I think, I read it, and I don't exactly know how I feel about it. I can't really say whether or not I really enjoy it or really don't enjoy it. The artwork is really nice. I like Simon Spurrier's writing. So, like I said, at this point, I'm interested, but I'm a little conflicted. So, but I think if you like this sort of material, like this kind of weird fantasy, this is definitely a good book for you. Warren Ellis, Black Gas. This is when he was working with Avatar quite a bit. Like I said, this was another one where I got it on sale. This was a quick, very easy read. Zombie apocalypse type of thing. Gas released from the earth. People lose their minds. They become zombies. They start eating everything. To be honest with you, it's silly nonsense. I paid $6 for it, so I don't mind it. It's Warren Ellis, whose work I really enjoy. The artist, he did a decent job on it. It's just I'm not into I'm not into zombies. It just does nothing for me. So it's just like whatever. So yeah, it just falls into that type of category. That one will probably end up in my sale pile. All right, now, Thor the Mighty. Okay, this is one of these books that I grew up on when I was a kid. All right, and I mean literally, this one on the cover, Thor 294. It's one of the earliest books I remember reading and really enjoying. Written by Roy Thomas, illustrated by Keith Pollard. And then Ralph Macchio and Mark Grunwald, they pick up a little bit later on. I think issue 299 and 300. And 300 is pretty awesome. But this particular series features Thor, and he has a cipher in, I guess, a Ring of the Nibelung type of story. It shows Odin's origin. Yeah, let's just take a look. It's good stuff. We have, Odin and Zeus coming down from Mount Olympus, and they're attacking the Eternals. And the Eternals are going to be a big thing because they have the movie coming out. So that should be fun. And then we have Odin, and this is the Eye of Odin. This is the one he plucked out of his own head, and Thor's trying to ask it for answers. Because, even though it was plucked out of his head, it still has all the answers. It still knows everything Odin once saw. But it's a lot of fun. It's a really, really interesting story. And what's funny is I usually sometimes have an issue reading older books. And I mean, books from, let's say, the early 80s, 70s. I usually have a problem reading those books. The reason being is that they tend to be a little stiff. I didn't find that to be that to be the case in this book. It could also be that Thor, for the longest time, was written in a very strange manner. And when I say strange, it's not really strange. It's like a Fox Shakespeare. You know, they try to, you know, they have the forsooths and art thou and that sort of thing rolling in the dialogue. And they did that for a long time. I think they changed it up in modern times. I just think the modern writers just got tired of writing it in that type of voice. So they just removed it. I just honestly think they were probably just being lazy on their parts. I would imagine as a writer, it probably gets a little tiresome to have the entire cast, speaking like this. He goes, "Mock us, wilt thou? Nibelungs by Valhalla, I'll patience, my son. We are come to learn, not to teach. We are come to learn, not to teach. Learn, all father. What can the immortals of Asgard learn from sniveling gnomes? How to mine gold? Yon hoard is but the wealth of a day's work to me, dullard." And I mean, yeah, so it's a little, it's a little much. But the thing is, since I've always been accustomed to reading it like this, it doesn't seem stiff to me. I don't know. Maybe because I grew up on it. It's nostalgic. All right, it's my thing. But like I said, the story is interesting. I think it's a lot of fun. And, yeah, and this is Thor, Siegfried, and then Odin's thing, and then his son coming up. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But it doesn't really get fun until around here. It's around issue 300. Is this it? Let's take a look. See if we can find the cover. This is $2.99. Here we go. Yeah, issue 300. Love this cover. You got the Celestials, the various gods from the other pantheons. You have Odin, Zeus, and I don't remember this guy's name, but yeah, I don't remember that guy's name. But, look at that. Arishem holding up a vision of Thor. And then the series, that finishes, and then you have Odin. And then just look at that. Very Kirby-esque looking spaceship. Then, we have a lot of exposition. And then we have Thor traveling back here. And look at the Destroyer. That just looks incredible. Look at that. And he's doing his Destroyer thing. He's destroying things. And then here he is facing, the Celestial host. And you have all of the various Celestials. And you have the Destroyer facing them. It's Odin inside of that, along with every Asgardian. So he has all the energy of all the Asgardians. Then you have the Eternals in their world mind, or the Unimind. Yeah, and the Celestials take out the Unimind like it's not even there. And then they proceed, and then there's an awesome fight between the Destroyer and the Celestials. And, the Destroyer gets, destroyed. And Thor gets to knock down Arishem. This is just a lot of fun. Like I said, it's something I grew up with. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I would definitely, for anyone who's a big fan of Thor, you just want to this is definitely a must-have. So it covers from 292 all the way to 301. The story only really consists from these. This is just, I don't know, I don't want to call it an afterthought, but it's kind of like how he goes about to bring back Asgard and all the different Asgardians. So, a lot of fun, this book. Let me just show off these things again. So, Black Gas, Dreaming, Mercury Heat, Phantoma, Excellence, My Hero Academia. Oh, I didn't really get to flip through this one. But this is like I said, Carrie Randolph, excellent book. My Hero Academia. There's great looking artwork. A lot of great looking stuff. So once again, I have my Kickstarter rolling. So if you want to go check it out, it's for the Oswald Chronicles. He's traveling through Dream with this little guy right here. His name is Clive. He's a babe. He's a Cyclops. He's an angel. A lot of weird stuff going on there, but it's fun. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, let people know this stuff is going on. I'm doing these insane reviews. And thanks a lot, and have a great night.